Hey guys, and welcome to a review video of the brand new, much hyped up Shark FlexStyle styler. This is very, very exciting. If you guys have heard, they've basically launched a dupe for the Dyson airwrap, which was also a hugely hyped up product when it launched. The main point of difference with these products is the fact that the Shark is £299 versus the Dyson at £479. There's a huge price difference, but how do they compare? Which one is better? Essentially, I thought in this video I wanted to do more of a focused review on the Shark, but obviously also a comparison with the Dyson as well, because I know so many people who are on the fence about Dyson because of the price point will be very, very interested in the Shark FlexStyle, especially in the run up to Christmas. So essentially, they're basically the same thing. There are a few differences in terms of the attachments and bits and bobs, but the effect you get with the main wand is similar. So I've styled this side of my hair with the Dyson today and this side with the Shark, and I finished it about an hour ago, and this is how they're looking. So they've kind of dropped, and like that's how they'll stay for a little while. So I'm going to insert close-ups and cutaways of me using the different attachments, etc., so you guys can get an idea of how they work and how kind of they look whilst you're using them. But essentially I'm going to talk you through the Shark, why it's cool, what the features are, and also how it compares to the Dyson. So first up, the main kind of like wand part is slightly, like when it's on the actual device, it's slightly longer, slightly wider, and a little bit heavier, but not enough that you would notice a difference really when using it. I have to say, the actual design, and the first thing I noticed when I started using it with the wand, was the fact that the buttons are weirdly configured on this. So the on button is right at the bottom, and when you're actually using it, this is the main con of this actually, and I've jumped right in. And I haven't seen a lot of people, because I've watched a few reviews from the US, and not a lot of the people in the US have pointed this out. The on and off button's right at the bottom, and you turn it off before you pull it out of your hair. So actually, it's really, really irritating that that is there, whereas on the Dyson, the on and off button is here. So you push it up to, not gonna do that. You push it up to go on, you push it further for the cool shot, and then all the way down to turn it off. And because you're constantly like moving it around, the buttons are raised on this, whereas on this one, the on and off button is raised, but it's right at the bottom. So you're holding it up here, and you have to either use your other hand to turn it on and off, or kind of fiddle around with it. It's not very ergonomically designed, and that's my main criticism with the button situation. However, most other elements of the Shark FlexStyle I actually prefer to the Dyson, and it pains me to say that because they've essentially copied them, and I don't love it when brands do that, but it is better in terms of using it, apart from the button situation. It is more powerful. I find it picks up your hair better, so when you're actually styling it and you go in with the Coanda wand, it picks up your hair easier, it holds onto it better, and it also means that you can do larger sections in one go. It also has an adjustable heat setting, so you can have the heat hotter. Well, this has an adjustable heat setting, but you can't have it as hot, if that makes sense. So the Dyson has been designed to not damage your hair, but actually the Shark, while it might be more damaging, the style actually stays in for longer is the main pro, but it also gets the job done quicker. So I would say it probably takes me just over 20 minutes to do my hair with the Shark, and it takes more like approaching 30 minutes to do it with the Dyson. There's a big difference, and in terms of the pickup, it's just easier to use. You're not having to kind of constantly like try and put your hair back onto the wand. The newer version of the Dyson actually only has one wand, and you can change the direction of the kind of plates so that you don't have to change it when you change sides of your head. And that is definitely a pro. They also have a really cool smoothing tool that is definitely a pro that they introduced with the second edition of this, which I don't have. So those two pros, not for me, but if you are looking at buying a Dyson now, the newer version of the Dyson does have those pros, which are slightly more convenient than the Shark, but in terms of actually using it, I found the Shark did a better job of picking up your hair, drying it faster, styling it faster, and staying in longer. despite having the button situation. Just to go through the other attachments as well, I know people will mostly be interested in this attachment because this is the classic kind of curl blow dry attachment that is unique to these products. They're very, very similar. The Dyson one is slightly longer, but like I said, that doesn't really make much of a difference because the Shark is so much more powerful that actually it just does a better job. So that doesn't really make a difference. And like I said, the Dyson one now comes with the reversible plates, which is useful. In terms of diffusers, I think you can get a diffuser for the... No, or is it just the Supersonic that has a diffuser? Either way, the Shark actually comes with one as part of the complete set, which is great if you've got curly hair. I mean, I don't personally use a diffuser because I don't have curly hair, but it comes with that. It also comes with the their version of the round brush, which actually would do a very different job to the Dyson one, because the Dyson one is much, much smaller and more bristly. So this is more if you want real like root lift and real volume, like classic kind of hot brush type vibes. The Dyson attachment for that's better, but this one is more of like a smoothing kind of, I personally wouldn't really use this. I would use the smoothing brush instead, but actually they're so similar that I feel like, do you see what I mean? So like the smoothing brush is just one half of the round brush really. So I feel like that's a slight disadvantage with these. I think they could have made this smaller and like had them be slightly more different to each other. Having said that, I do much prefer the paddle brush on the Shark to the Dyson ones because it has the boar bristles here. So I would actually use this attachment, whereas I don't find myself using the smoothing brushes on the Dyson. It comes with two for different hair types. One is for fine, one is for thick, and to be honest, I can't remember which one is which because I never use them because I didn't find them particularly good, because the brushes, they're not, the bristles aren't flexible. They don't have that kind of classic boar bristle like element to them, and I find they just got a bit tangled, so you'd have to like keep brushing through with a hairbrush and then using them. I would just find myself personally using a straightener if I needed to kind of like have a sleek kind of look. So yeah, I don't personally rate those ones from Dyson, but I do like the paddle brush from the Shark. In general, I'm going to be mostly using these though, and I feel like that is the case with most people, but that's the difference with the attachments that you get with them anyway. The other main attachment that I think the Shark majorly wins at as well is the fact that to become a hairdryer you can twist this round, so it's a lot, it becomes more of like a kind of standard size, well, it's not standard size, it's very teeny actually, hairdryer. And in terms of how powerful it is and how quickly it dries your hair, I would actually use this as a hairdryer. It's pretty quick. It's not as quick as using like a Dyson Supersonic or the GHD hairdryer, which is also really, really good, but it is decent. It's like a decent hairdryer. It also comes with a nozzle that you can attach, and then you can obviously attach the diffuser as well if you want, but it becomes a proper hairdryer, whereas the Dyson one does become a hairdryer too, but because it's less powerful, I would just personally never choose to use it as a hairdryer because it's just, it takes significant amount of time longer than the Shark does. And also in terms of like the design, you want to get like, it's not powerful enough and also not as hot, which again damage wise is good, but you find yourself getting this so close to your head to try and do it faster that it's just a weird design, I think, whereas this actually turns into something that feels more like an actual hairdryer, especially without that, like you can actually like, because you have that distance there, if that makes sense. So I think the Shark's really like really good from that perspective, and it is more of a tool that I would use for everything because you have the dryer element, you have the kind of bouncy blow dry element, and then you can also add in like the smoothing element as well. So I feel like if I was to go on holiday, I would take these with me, both sides of that, and be good to go. Whereas with the airwrap, I feel like I would also need a hairdryer because it's not fast enough, but I would also probably take a straightener as well, although I don't have the smoothing tool add-on, which some people do really rate. So all in all, I have to say, I really, really was so impressed with the Shark. And in general, like you can see even now, the style on this side, which is the Dyson, has dropped out a lot more than this. I feel like it's kept its shape a lot more. I literally did exactly the same thing on either side, And I just genuinely, I think the Shark have absolutely smashed it. And I didn't really want to say that because, like I said, they've basically copied them, and it kind of pains me because I love Dyson as a company. They're so innovative. The amount of research they do is incredible. So I was like, I'm all for Dyson, but Shark really have nailed it, and it is nearly £200 cheaper. Seriously, this is a game changer. Like, I honestly think people are gonna love this. So many people are gonna get this because while it's still expensive, I'm under no illusion that $299 for a hair tool, like, that is still very expensive. But it is so good. I feel like if you were on the fence about the airwrap and you didn't want to take the plunge and you weren't kind of 100% there to spend 500 quid on it, then this is the answer. It does a better job. And it's just, I feel like they've just taken the technology that Dyson kind of brought to the market and slightly improved it and made it cheaper. So I just, it's a no-brainer. And it lasts longer as well, which for me is the game changer, because when the Dyson came out and I tried it and loved it, I got so many people asking me like, do I get it, do I get it? And my overarching kind of response was, if you have finer, slightly shorter hair, 100% it will be an absolute game changer. Whereas if you have longer, heavier hair like me, and quite frizzy hair on the top layer as well, my hair's a little bit frizzy, it doesn't last as long. So you have to use a lot of product in it, you have to like get mousse in it and then be spraying it for it to actually last. Whereas with the Shark, because it gets hotter and because it is more powerful, I feel like for me, the style lasts longer. It's 100% not gonna last like a week. You know, if you have like a professional blow dry, sometimes it will last a really long time. On me, I don't know if I'm just like a really rough sleeper or whatever, but blow dries never last that long, but the Shark lasts significantly longer than when I style my hair with the Dyson. So overall, this is a no-brainer. Top present to add to your list for Christmas if you're looking at it for that, which I know a lot of people probably will be. Anyway, that is it for my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll pop a link below to where you can get this. I think at the moment it's only on the Shark website, but I imagine it will be coming to lots of different retailers soon. Also a note as well, because I've watched a lot of the reviews from the States, and the design in the States, they seem to all have like pearl colored ones, and the ones in the UK, they only sell the black. I don't know why. I quite like the black one. Absolutely great, but weird. They also have, I believe, an option on the US website where you can pick and choose your attachment heads, and they don't have that in the UK, in case you were wondering. If you've watched some US reviews and you were after kind of certain attachments, they don't seem to have that on the UK website. It might be coming. You might be able to purchase them separately soon, but I'm not sure on that front. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful. If you're looking at purchasing the Shark, I would recommend. See you soon. Bye.